Gareth, always nice to have an opportunity in these special weeks, which of course Vodacom Durban July week is. A filly that if you had to be asked the $1,000,000 question, you still don't really know in your heart how good this filly really is.
Correct, Andrew. Yeah, we're hoping, but it is unknown, and we only know once they've proven it in the company and on the race course. So, yeah, most times in horse racing you get let down and disappointed. Your dreams are popped, but once every now and then it materializes, and we're hoping it happens with her.
Well, look, let's get down to brass tacks. The reality is that the Gravel 1900, the World Sports Betting 1900, they're great sponsors, and it's always a very valuable pointer to the Vodacom. I remember as far back as 1977, a horse called Lightning Shot won it, and there have been many more. Bold Silvano to mention but a few. But she acquitted herself in an absolutely sensational fashion that day.
She did, Andrew, and Bulgarian won it last year. He went on to win the July, so it's traditionally a good pointer. Granted, she carried 50 kgs, although she was under sufferance. She will be under sufferance in the July. Her merit rating, I would like to say, is a bit irrelevant at this stage. She hasn't had the opportunity of establishing a rating yet. I'm confident she'll come out of it with a much higher rating than what she does go into the race. She came out of it well. Another stepping stone and a building block for her. A filly that's building and growing, and we haven't got to the bottom of her. Today she came off the track a better horse than what she's ever been, so she's in a good space.
You've got the champion jockey aboard her, and there are very few people that can actually make the weight being champion jockey.
Big plus. He lets us know that she's ready to do her best. I think he's been a bit guarded because winning. She's an unknown quantity, and he was a bit guarded, but I think his confidence is growing, but his confidence in that the horse is her best is evident.
What attracted you to her? How did she get into your yard? Tell us a bit about the ownership.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was playing golf one day in Johannesburg. I remember the day.
Trainer play golf?
One of few. No, I'm joking. Quite a few. But I was with my dad on the golf course, and he got a call from Rob Knapper. I know Yvette Brebner recommended me. So Rob Knapper and Jonathan Cronelin have partnered in a breeding venture. They love their breeding. And they had their horses in PE with Yvette Brebner. And for whatever reason, they wanted to come to Durban. And I know Yvette put in a good word for me. And she wanted me to get She's a Keeper. They all liked She's a Keeper from the foundation stage. And, my dad was kind enough not to fight over it, and he's always, supportive, and that's the beginning of it. The three horses were divided amongst us, and I did get the plum, and so she found me, and I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, I don't think many people know that there are few people I've ever met that have got an understanding of pedigrees such as Rob Knapper. He goes into generations that are long deceased. He's an incredible analyst, and he's always been a huge Gimmethegreenlight proponent.
Correct. He's a shareholder in Gimmethegreenlight, and he went about looking for mares to suit Gimmethegreenlight. So, as you said, it goes back generations further than that, and stuff which I don't know, but it clearly works because Scully has a phenomenal record. Unfortunately, he's injured. I'm optimistically hoping he still comes back, but Wiz of Odds did very well, still running well. And National Park, before these three that we've dealt with, National Park was a superstar. Jeepers, how he won raiding Johannesburg, what was it, the Guineas, I think. But he's well above the graph of success in what he's doing. So as long as we can train horses bred by Rob, we got an enhanced chance of being in group races, that's clear.
Final question. I asked Paul Matchett yesterday morning. He's a man that's been training for many more years than you have, and he's trained some really special horses in his time, going back to Hideout and Teaser and you name them. He knows how to train a Grade 1 winner. He said, this filly, War of Athena, is the best filly I've ever trained. You haven't been training that long, relatively speaking. Is She's a Keeper the best filly you've had anything to do with?
Well, I can't forget Vdj. I think Vdj is going to go on to be a phenomenal 5 furlong sprinter, and she has won a Group 1. But she's got
different type of filly,
different
different
type
distance.
of filly. She's a sprinting filly with X factor, and I would like to think that She's a Keeper is a middle distance filly with X factor as well. Those special horses, they got a bit of X factor about them. I think She's a Keeper's got it. She's got to prove it, but it seems like it's there.
Did she spit anything out that you give her, or is it not important for her to beat horses on the track at home?
She does have her days. She's not a laid back type of a throw. I can throw at her or anything. She does have her days, and she's a bit sensitive. Sometimes you can walk to her in a box and she's fine, and other times she'll really let you know that she doesn't want you in her space. And it can show in work. And I don't pressurize her in work because she's had her issues, and she's tall, athletic, but light framed. So I don't have to do a lot with her. The biggest telling thing about her is she's a matriarch. She's athletic, she's like a leopard. She's wonderful to work with. I would just like to also touch on Danica Stud. When we're talking about breeding, also Nicky Bartlett, Rob Knapper has used Nicky Bartlett and Danica Stud as a nursery for his breeding operation. And Nicky Bartlett has produced, as you would know, dozens of top racehorses. And well done to Nicky Bartlett for helping us get to this point.
Yeah, I remember back as far as Lady Brompton having beaten Circle of Life and the Empress Club and King's Gambit, and that horse Kochka won for Alison Ride. I mean, she's an incredible horsewoman.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned Paul Matchett. He's got Cavalier King running in the 2-year-old race. So yeah, she's going to be a terrible loss to the industry, unfortunately. She's narrowing down in numbers, but she's proven herself.